Hello everyone, this is Mark Gross, the Superintendent of the Mars Area School District. Just want to welcome you to this little video that we wanted to create. We're sending a survey out today, and we're also sending a draft plan of our school reopening. And just wanted to, rather than you read that on paper, I wanted to make it a little more personal and allow you to hear, those of you that weren't at the board meeting, just want to have an opportunity to hear exactly where we're at. And obviously, rather than read it, perhaps this little video will help explain where we are in real time. So first and foremost, I want to thank everyone for their patience, their flexibility. These are not easy times, we know that. We know that you are in desperate need of information of where we are in our plan, and please know we are working very, very hard to get this finalized as soon as possible. If you were at the board meeting, you would have heard we had a committee, and we met 3 days. That committee is comprised of various members of our school community. They all had input, and we arrived at a reopening plan that consists of 3 different options for students and parents. The first option would be the traditional instruction. Our goal is not to rotate students through or anything like that. Our committee believes firmly that bring students back in a traditional sense as safe as possible. So we do plan a 5-day plan, a traditional reopening, and that would not be without COVID precautions. If you look at the draft that we created on our plan, those very specific protocols and precautions are outlined in that plan. So option A would be coming back, knowing that your child would be as safe as possible through the precautions that are outlined that we'll be taking with the COVID protocols. The second option, we're calling it live stream interaction. I believe when we first talked about this at the board meeting, it may have led to some confusion. So I'll try to explain what that looks like. In the spring, you know what the virtual method was, and we heard you, teachers heard you, administration heard you, and we agree. If we go virtual, we have to have the ability for more connectivity with teachers, more interaction with teachers, more opportunity to hear lessons from teachers. So live B, or B, the live stream interaction option is simply an opportunity for students who aren't quite ready to come back into the traditional environment to be at home, be able to log in from home, see their teachers in a manner that is live and in real time, and to have that interaction that was lost in some cases in the spring. I can say very emphatically that that is the protocol that we're working on now that requires much work. We're still working through that. We have a good sense of what that is as far as students being able to log in. We are working out the specifics because that may look a little different depending on the subject, depending on the grade level and the developmental level of your child. So in a nutshell, option B we're continuing work on. We met with teachers today. I want to thank the teachers union for their willingness to rally and try to work through this, because with that type of an option requires a whole change in mindset and a whole change in delivery system. So right now we're in the process of working through exactly what that looks like, but the live stream interaction option will be there for folks that want to zoom in, for lack of a better word, to be able to interact with teachers, to be able to understand the assignments, and then be able to complete those assignments on their own at home. But there will be more interaction than what was experienced in the past. The very last option is the Mars Area Cyber Academy. That would be through Waterfront Learning. That is an asynchronous meaning it is not live. It would be work at your own pace, work during your own time. That is not live. That is no interaction as far as directly with teachers, but it is curriculum that is placed, that is in modules, and students work on them and work through those assignments and activities at their leisure and at their own time. Those are our 3 options right now. On the survey, you'll see those 3 options outlined, and the survey that you're getting today will not commit you in any manner It's not like you check the box and you're stuck there. We're just trying to get an idea, because I continue to emphasize with folks, I know there's a lot of folks that really, really want an answer now. We want to make sure when we give answers, they're real, they're legitimate. We're not going to be changing. We're going to be giving you information that is accurate. So we are still in the planning phase, which I know can be somewhat frustrating to some folks, but we're in the planning phase because we want to make sure that when this is rolled out, it is done in the best that we can possibly do it. So please remain flexible, please remain patient. I guarantee you more information is coming, and we'll try to provide you with weekly updates from here on out. With that being said, we also in the survey will be some information about transportation. At the board meeting, we talked about transportation can compromise social distancing, so we're encouraging any parent that has the ability to transport to let us know through that survey that you have the ability to do that. That will guarantee that for those individuals that don't have an alternate means to get here, we may have a greater opportunity to provide that social distancing that will be necessary on buses. The question may come about student drop-off and how's that going to work. In some schools it's already difficult. We are working behind the scenes now to try to put in place schedules and procedures that make that more seamless, knowing that we will have more student drop-offs at each building. So with that being said, we're asking you today, take a look at our draft plan, take a look at our survey, check where you believe your child would fall. This is very, very important. We're asking that the survey be completed by Wednesday, July 22nd. And again, I can't reiterate enough, we are still in the planning phase, but this is a very critical piece of our planning stage, because once we know approximately how many students are coming back in a traditional sense, how many students will be choosing to be in the virtual sense, the live stream, and how many are going to cyber, that will allow us to plan accordingly. Where we are in time, there's an outcry by some folks that for community input. Because we're still in the planning phase, we want to make sure we're working with our administration and our internal members now, with our teachers. We have 2 separate meetings scheduled in the future with our teachers union to try to make sure that we're all on the same page before we roll this out. And we guarantee that after those teacher meetings and after we tweak a few things, I'm guessing late July, we will have a meeting where we will invite the community in and be able to give you very specific answers to very specific questions, because we understand that step's very important. Ultimately, that would lead to an early August request by our committee that's developing these plans to seek board approval. So that board approval will only come after we have the opportunity to work through those various members of our school community to get their input, ending with the opportunity for the community to also ask us questions and have an open dialogue. So that being said, thanks so much to all of you that understand how difficult and how challenging this is. We want to make sure this is a great experience for your students. Certainly not what we'd ever want to expect to be in as far as an environment for students instructionally, but we're going to make the best of a situation that isn't the easiest right now. And thanks to all of you that expressed your support and understanding of that, and we'll talk to you soon. I'll continue to provide updates as they become available. So again, please complete the survey. Please take a look at our draft plan. Survey we're hoping to have back by no later than next Wednesday, the 22nd. And again, we'll continue to give you information weekly to keep you abreast of how we're progressing through this process. Thank you so much.